Thank you, Caitlin.
Sure.
Hi, everyone.
Hey.
Hey. So, welcome. This is one of my favorite workshops to do. And it's about developing your health and well-being plan for the next year. It's going to be interactive. I have things I'm going to hand out. You're going to write and give some good thought to, okay, for your own plans of what you want to do to create your well-being. And I really am a firm believer that people create their own well-being by your choices and by your actions to a great degree, much more degree than we are giving credit for. And there's a quote from Mickey Mantle: "If I knew I was going to live this long, I'd have taken better care of myself." And there's actually U.B. Blake, ragtime composer and pianist, on his 100th birthday, and Mickey Mantle's often credited for saying it, but he was really quoted U.B. Blake. "If I knew I was going to live this long, I'd have taken better care of myself." You do not want to think that way later on. And I've seen that in my own family and my own loved ones, and I'm sure all of you have to some degree. And here's the important thing about this. And it's going to be a very high-tech visual here, because you notice the whole AV setup that we have going here, which is this. If this is where you are in terms of your health and well-being, and there's problems and challenges that you're having, whether it be a condition or symptoms, or I just don't have enough energy, or I want to feel better, or my nutrition is giving me just this amount of result, whatever it might be, and this is where you are, okay, and you're coasting along, here's what I want you to understand. To improve that, you have to put energy in to raise up, this is where the level of my health and well-being is going. You have to put energy in to create that. It doesn't happen just by accident. Just like anything else in life. If you think about it relative to your finances, if you want your finances to go up, you have to put energy into that, okay? As well as many other things you can create analogies for. However, if you don't put energy in and you continue to coast along here, what we miss is you do not continue to coast along here. You go downhill without putting energy in. So what happens is, it's not that, well, if I had done all those different activities, I would have come from here to up here. It's that because I didn't do those different activities, choice, and whatever, I ended up here and I could have been over here. People understand that? I know there's very technical visual aids there. Okay? But I want to, it's exactly what happens to people's life. It's not that you just have a problem and say, well, I'll live with it. You do not live with it. You go further downhill. Over years, okay? And to change that, you have to put input into your physiology in your life. And that's really the concept that's behind this workshop, okay? In all different quadrants of your health. So what I want to help you do is develop your own wellness plan and goals. And understand that everybody's on different places in their journey towards health and wellness. So this isn't it's very individual. For one person, being more healthy might be going from 4 sodas a day down to 1. Okay? For another person, it might be that I've got to add more probiotics to my health because I need to do that to change the pH level of my body and be less acidic. Okay? However, the point is, both those people are making changes to put input in so their body moves upwards in terms of their health and well-being rather than continue to go downwards. But people are in their own journey, in their own place, their own choices. Does that make sense? Okay, so it's not a place of there's a particular set of plans that's right for everybody. Okay? And each person needs to uniquely tailor their own program to suit their lifestyle. So really the whole idea of saying I have a personal wellness plan is a decision or a course of actions that you can do on a daily, weekly, monthly basis to stay healthy, to improve your health and well-being, and ensure future health and well-being. That's the outlook, all right? So wellness is not a state. People think, well, I'm in a state of being well. Wellness is a lifestyle, and it's also an action or a verb. It's your body, things that you do to create well-being as a lifestyle. And there's a whole circle of different aspects of well-being. Quality of life and well-being are not simply, I don't have a condition. In other words, you can think of it, well, is health just merely, I'm not sick? So I'm not sick, so I'm healthy. That's one way of looking at health. All right? It's very limited, and it's really not true. Just because you're not sick, don't have a symptom, or don't have disease, doesn't mean there aren't problems on their way and developing. Right? Does that make sense? So, really think of wellness or well-being as the sum of all the different quadrants of your quality of life. Your physical well-being, your spiritual well-being, your family life, your career, all of those things contribute to the state of the quality of life and your experience of your life and how much you enjoy your life, right? And those are only a few. You could go more. You could go into your financial well-being, because that certainly is going to contribute to how healthy you are, all right, in terms of your experience. So what you want to do is, people that take their health seriously tend to ask themselves what consequences are going to happen if they take this action, and if they repeatedly take a particular action. Are these going to be consequences that create more well-being or create less? And are the choices I'm making on a regular basis contributing to that? So whether a person is a cancer survivor, they've had a heart attack and they don't want a second one, they're a healthy person that wants to stay that way, or they're someone that doesn't want to get the conditions or problems that their relatives have, or someone that's, I want to be Jack LaLanne when I'm 90. All those are all different perspectives, but that's what you're doing when you're creating a wellness plan. You're saying, well, what's going to help me get there? And another thing is, you want to think of your health like a bank account. Okay? So every time you make a healthier decision, like, I'm going to have water instead of soda when I eat my meal, or whatever. Or every time you do something like that, you're taking a positive action step. And each of those things are literally like making another deposit into a health bank account for your body. And each deposit creates more wealth in terms of your health. So, and you could think of it like, every time I get my spine adjusted, every time I get a massage, every time I decide that I'm going to buy organic groceries, I'm making a deposit into my bank account of my health and well-being. All right? So those things are investments. Here's why.